what are the most significant changes that you have observed in the real estate sales and marketing over the past few years, particularly post-pandemic?
Thank you so much, Samir. Thank you so much, Tripti, Sapna, the Realty Plus, for inviting me on the panel. I think it's a fantastic panel. Welcome each one of you. And I think the topic is extremely dear to me, as well as I'm sure most of us sitting here, because I think that's what moves the real estate market as well. I think the major differences that we have seen in the sales and marketing in the real estate comes from the consumers changing behavior itself. I think let's put that up at the first and the biggest change that that we have all been noticing, and that is the complete shift in terms of how consumers today are moving from small or moderate sized apartments to a much larger sized apartment. People are really stretching, but today, whoever you talk to, the entire move which was pre-pandemic was that we were all building more of 2 BHKs. The mix has started moving greatly towards 3 BHK. And it's earlier, if it was 60-40, now it's 40-60 kind of a thing. And if you look at any of the markets which have done very well, from Bangalore, Pune, which has been leading in terms of Hyderabad. Hyderabad is crazy in terms of sizes that it has grown in terms of the apartments. But Mumbai, Pune, which is far more stable and has seen stable growth throughout, I think one of the biggest thing is the consumer changing into buying into the bigger sized apartments, and hence we've all moved our strategies also accordingly. And hence, what also brings in the factor post-pandemic is also the way that we used to sell, or the way we used to approach the customer. The customers are far more interested, or are also inclined towards having a digital or a virtual meets, or virtually, or any kind of tools that was a few years back something where people may get intimidated with. Today, people really are looking at that and seeing value in terms of how they can actually take an entire virtual tour before even taking a decision into buying habits. And hence, if you look at how we have moved in terms of our customer experiences at our sites, which is the first place, or the first mile experience that we call it, has completely changed into a digital space altogether, right from when the consumers come in. I think these are the two greater things that we have seen, plus in anything that we are seeing from the digital practices that are happening in terms of how people adapted more, and what we were spending earlier is further shifting more towards digital in terms of how consumers are consuming any kind of media. If you look at from a marketing perspective, it's amazing the kind of the kind of views that people get on any kind of videos that are played. And entire video marketing has changed the complete paradigm in terms of how marketing. If any of your campaigns are not supported with a video campaign, I think it's something which is really short of doing justice to the campaign. So I think some of these things are, and there are many more that I can line up, but in the interest of time, I think these are the critical things that I've seen on the topic.
Looking ahead, what are the next big trends in real estate and marketing in India? And how should developers and agents prepare for these shifts?
Thank you so much once again. I think I'll be a little quicker on this, though it's an extremely vast area of interest, as well as I think what we're looking forward is a very, very interesting times ahead. Some of the few things that I would like to touch upon on this, which I clearly see whilst Govind came and presented, and I think he's working on something which is what we will see in the near future. Rohan and team all already setting up various kind of platforms, which is something which we will be seeing, which Rohan also touched about in terms of the data that we gather. I think one of the biggest aspect or biggest thing that we all need to work on today is to ensure that we keep collecting as much rich data that is possible from our consumers. It's only that data that we collect, and we collect data in lakhs and lakhs every month. There's endless, but if we do not keep our data clean, we do not collect rich data from the consumers, there are so many more things which will start affecting us in the near future, which we need to prepare. One of the biggest things that we are seeing in terms of what is improving from a marketing perspective is it's about nurturing the leads that we have. It's about personalization. It's about how the CDB platform is going to work. All of these things has to happen only if we have a very, very good data to sit at. Otherwise, we will be failing in terms of getting the third-party data is going to dry out very soon. Whatever we build on it is only from that perspective. Second is, again, I think we should be conscious of the fact of how the consumers are changing. We touched upon in terms of the sustainability thing. I think it's very, very serious topic, and more and more consumers, even if they are not being extremely vocal at this point in time, is something which people are considering as must-have in any of the developments. That is something which is again becoming a big, and as a developer, it is our responsibility to ensure that we should bring in our products itself. I think the other part is as well, like what we are seeing is how do we build a very rich community from the overall fraternity of partners as well. I think that is again something which is becoming extremely big, because the feet on the street that is required to reach out to the customers, how we bond with the channel partners and take them along in terms of from a sales perspective. I think that is something that we'll see big. And finally, I think one more aspect, continuing on this, the way that the consumers are becoming as much more digitally savvy as well as friendly, I think it's very important to be bring about a complete change and complete digitization from end to end. And I think that adaptability will really bring in more efficiency in the entire organizations. Thank you so much.